Winter Olympics footage is trending again, and for good reason. With Milan Cortina 2026 just around the corner, the world is rediscovering the sheer insanity of the mountains. Skis cutting through ice, bodies hurtling at 80 miles per hour, one caught edge, and gravity takes over. Alpine skiing is back in the spotlight, reminding us why it remains one of the most dangerous, high-stakes spectacles in human history. But long before viral replays, cartoons were already there. The Simpsons, beyond the bent spectacle. The Simpsons understands a fundamental truth. Animation doesn't make sports unrealistic. It makes them honest. By stripping away the prestige of the broadcast, the show reveals the ego and corporate greed lurking under the ice. The satire of the games. Boy Scouts in the Hood and Boycott Blues. When Springfield guns for the Olympics,
our Olympic representatives,
the noble competition is instantly hollowed out by predatory sponsorships and jingoistic theater. The punchline. In Springfield, the Olympic torch isn't a symbol of peace, it's just a giant lighter for a Krusty Burger billboard. Boy meets curl. By treating curling, a sport involving literal brooms, with the operatic gravity of a Viking saga, the show mocks our need to turn every hobby into a clash of titans. The punchline. We call it destiny when it's really just middle-aged people sliding rocks on a Friday night. The Dochial Network. Watching the chain-smoking Patty and Selma outrow elite Olympians on the Thames isn't just a gag, it's a middle finger to the peak physical condition narrative. The punchline, it turns out the only thing more powerful than Olympic training is pure, unadulterated spite. Lisa on Ice. This is the Olympics in a petri dish. By framing a pee-wee hockey game with slow-motion gore and national anthem-level dread, the show exposes how adults project their own insecurities onto the scoreboard. The punchline. There is no I in team, but there are two in intense psychological trauma. Winter of his content. Homer's stint as a snowboarding legend targets the viral era of extreme sports, where a GoPro and a lack of self-preservation are worth more than a gold medal. The punchline. In the modern games, the medical bill is temporary, but the likes are forever. The verdict. The Simpsons doesn't mock the athlete's skill, it mocks the circus we build around them. It reminds us that the magic of the mountains is usually just a well-funded marketing campaign with a cold front. South Park. Chaos, politics, and global events. If The Simpsons bends reality, South Park shatters it. It operates on a singular frequency. Animation doesn't make sports unrealistic, it makes them honest. By stripping away the inspirational soundtrack, it reveals the raw, often ugly impulses behind the gold. The brutal truths of the beast. Aspen, a direct hit on the 80s ski movie trope. Stan is forced into a high-stakes race against a rich bully, complete with a nonsensical training montage. The show mocks the hero's journey by making the stakes life or death over a simple vacation. The punchline. You don't need a montage, you just need to realize that winning a ski race is the most useless thing a human can do. Up the Down Steroid, a scorched earth parody of performance enhancement and the win-at-all-costs mentality. By having Cartman shamelessly cheat his way into the Special Olympics, the show exposes the hollow honor of athletes who value a plastic trophy over basic humanity. The punchline. Steroids don't make you a hero, they just make you a lab rat with a PR team. Stanley's Cup. The ultimate middle finger to the underdog sports myth. Stan's Pee-wee hockey team doesn't get a miracle win. They get slaughtered by the professional Detroit Red Wings in a bloody, one-sided massacre. The punchline. Life isn't a Disney movie. Sometimes the Mighty Ducks just get turned into foie gras. The losing edge. While the kids desperately try to lose their games so they can finally stop playing, the parents turn the stands into a literal war zone of drunken brawls. It perfectly mirrors the toxic nationalism of the Olympic stands. The punchline. The kids are playing for fun, the parents are playing for a reason to hit someone in the parking lot. The verdict. South Park doesn't exaggerate the athlete's skill, it magnifies the insanity of the adults watching. It proves that the only thing more dangerous than an 80-mile-per-hour downhill slope is the ego of the person standing at the bottom, holding the stopwatch. The animated truth. The secret to cartoon satire is simple. Animation doesn't make sports unrealistic, it makes them honest. The Olympics are already extreme. Animation just turns up the volume. A skier plummeting off a cliff and surviving isn't just a gag. It's a visceral mirror to the heart-and-throat terror of a real 80-mile-per-hour crash. Cartoons strip away the polished broadcast to reveal the raw chaos underneath. The mirror of absurdity animation targets the human machinery around the games. Ego and nationalism, transformed into punchlines. Commercial greed, magnified into madness. The hero narrative, exposed as a marketing stunt. By magnifying the stress and the spectacle, cartoons show us what the cameras won't, that the line between a gold medal and a total meltdown is thinner than a sheet of ice. The real Olympics make it feel big. The Winter Olympics aren't just sports, they are theater on ice. Mountains become cathedrals, tracks are stages. Every medal carries a story, and every crash carries collective fear. Take alpine skiing. Speed is extreme. Courses curve so sharply gravity seems to bend. Competitors crouch, hearts hammering, racing for legacy. One wrong edge and years of preparation vanish in seconds. Crashes are cinematic in their brutality. At 100 miles per hour, helmets and skill are the only line between survival and disaster. Yet, the broadcast remains polished and heroic, masking the raw terror with a professional sheen. The games are cinematic by design. Cameras everywhere. Slow motion turns milliseconds into sagas. Dramatic commentary frames every slip as life-altering. The message is clear. This is history in motion. And if the real world is this intense, it's only natural for cartoons to pick up the baton, cranking the danger, the rivalries, and the spectacle to the point of absurdity. Milan Cortina 2026, The Full Circle. Alpine skiing is trending again. It's fast, violent, and epic. But this time, the audience is tuned differently. Years of viral replays and animated parodies have rewired our brains. Cartoons taught us how to see the chaos, fear it, and laugh at it, all at once. Now, when we watch a skier defy death on a downhill course, we recognize the truth. It's spectacular, it's dangerous, and it's inherently ridiculous. The Simpsons and South Park didn't just mock the games, they prepared us for them. Long before the cameras went viral, animation saw the madness coming. The Winter Olympics are a celebration of human limits. Cartoons just remove the filter. They show us what happens when speed beats control and competition becomes pure spectacle. They remind us that these global events are often bigger and weirder than the people inside them. So yes, the footage from Milan Cortina 2026 is trending. The world is finally catching up to the intensity. But the truth is, the athletes are chasing gold, but the cartoons were already waiting at the finish line.